Do you remember how Hydroid would summon a powerful monster from the depths to attack his enemies and murder them? Well, me neither, but now they reworked Hydroid and he supposedly can now actually summon a monster from the depths. They kind of tweaked his abilities. So, do we make the tentacles look a bit gory? Do we make it exciting or whatever? No, we like have this tiny little head pop up and then slowly submerge again. I mean, it's still floppy water tentacles flopping around. Apparently they're smarter now and home in on enemies, but yeah, well, there's a head in the middle now. Okay. Of course, the head in the center isn't the only thing they changed. They actually changed quite a bit more. But I don't think if you never cared about Hydroid before, you'll care about him now. So, they wanted to make him a bit more tanky, for instance. So, his armor got a buff from 65 all the way up to 200, which is a fair amount. And his shields also got a nice buff of 30 on max rank. So yeah, not a lot if I do say so myself. Now they also gave his abilities some, I would call them tweaks. His first, you can now hold down and will cost more energy, but it will be a bigger radius in which your Tempest Barrage rains down. You can now also cast it from your puddle, which is nice, I guess. It will also damage enemies inside of your puddle, so that's some synergy. His second, Tidal Wave, will now sweep enemies along for the ride, according to DE, and it's basically the same. But it now can also be casted inside his puddle, so you can move the puddle around at half the speed and barely any the distance. Oh yeah, half the distance. And as you can see, you can also slowly move your puddle around while submerged. This will also increase the energy drain, but I guess it's neat. Now for your puddle itself, the damage will slowly ramp up the longer the enemies submerge in it. It can actually kill a level 150 corrupted bombard with some ease, but it will still take quite some time for the damage to start ramping up. The longer the enemy is submerged in it, the more damage the puddle will start doing. It starts at like 25 and then goes up by 25. I've seen it do 2500 to start bombard, after which it died, but yeah, the ramp up takes quite a while. And his fourth, you can now also hold down to increase the radius of it, so that it reaches even further. But the base range does seem to be quite a bit smaller than it used to be. So yeah, they increased the energy cost of your maintaining your Warframe, which is a trend that's been very apparent lately. I forgot to mention, as his puddle you can also pull enemies in. If you could see that right there, don't think it was quite clear. Let's try again. Let's be a puddle inside a puddle. As you can see, and tell by the sound effects maybe, I'm throwing like a lasso and pulling them into my watery embrace. Thank you, Lotus. So yeah, he has changed. Not really, but his abilities are slightly more useful, I guess. It might persuade some people to try him out, but doesn't get me to care. Maybe when Prime releases and they release even more tweaks. Who knows? I don't. I'll see you. Maybe. At some point in the future. Goodbye.